Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another One Piece the card game starter deck. This is for Yamato, the yellow deck. So this would be the second yellow deck we had, the first one being Big Mom. Yellow cards being introduced in the second set of booster packs. The not Romancing Dawn is the first set. It was Paramount Wars. I think they added some in there. They might not have. That might not have actually come until the third set. Which I know the third set, Pillars of Judgment, does have yellow cards, but those are all based off Big Mom, which kind of works with this. So, couple of interesting things about this is I have not watched far enough into the One Piece arcs to know who Yamato was or where they're from. They're from the land of Wano. I've seen card references. I know lots of stuff like that, but I didn't really specifically know who these characters were. So I was like, let's find out. Let's go online and do a quick recap, which is a joke if you ever know One Piece to say quick and recap in the same sentence. Because even when they're trying to the first thing trying to explain kind of what was the gist of the whole Land of Wano's arc, makes almost no sense if you haven't seen anything before it, because you don't know who any of the characters and that stuff is other than seeing where Luffy pop up occasionally. So yeah, I don't really know much about the arc. I can't speak to it, but I did then look up Yamato, which is actually a very interesting, eye-opening thing. So I'm going to bring this up right away, just so that everyone knows, because I didn't know this until I read this. Is Yamato, I'll probably keep pronouncing that wrong, is obviously looks like a woman, but in the story, she identifies as Kaido, who's the big giant dragon guy you always see Luffy fighting, as her son. Or as his son, sorry. So, typically, Yamato is referred to as a man. So, I will try to keep doing that, but if I slip, that's on me. I just, slip of the tongue. I will try to keep referring to him as a man. Alright, so what's in this set here? Now we kind of went that rambly gist. Like most starter decks, I don't any longer list deck listings on here anymore. They used to. I don't know why they stopped. But we'll have a 50-card deck, which also come with 10 Gon cards, your 1 leader card, and your play sheet, which is your rules and your playmat. There'll be 15 different brand new cards in here, the 1 leader, 2 super rares, and 12 commons. You get 1 copy of the leader, 2 copies of each of the super rares, and 4 copies of each of the commons except for 1. One of them you only get 3 copies of. And that's to make up, I think, for the leader to round this out to a equal number of cards. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hop in and see what we got in here. So I won't know who most of these characters are, but we will go ahead and talk about them. So we're going to start off looking at, we're going to get our stack of Gon cards. We'll have 10 of these, same as any other deck from any other set. They have the greenish blue back with the white. Show like they're different, as opposed to a leader, which is red, and a basic card, which is blue. Just so we know which ones are which. Alright, then we will start off with the main focus of the deck. So these decks kind of, much like deck number 8 with the Luffy, had changed from being around a crew, or pirate crew, or a group of characters, to being more focused on one character and their relations. So this is all going to be on Yamato and his family. Lots of this I would also just classify as a Land of Wano deck as well, because it's all people in his family or people he interacts with, but they all pretty much come from the Land of Wano. Alright, so we have, as a yellow card, that's pretty fun. We get a different starter deck for yellow if you don't want to directly just play as the Big Mom's Pirates, which are currently the only other yellow deck out there. 5,000 power and strike. Big giant mace back. Trying to look like an Oni is the idea. So we have Don 1. Opponent's turn. If you have 2 or less life cards, this leader gains 1,000 power. So this, as your life dwindles down, you gain more power. So that's definitely not a bad thing. You get beefier as you go. So we have 1 copy of that. Ooh, we can leave that up there. And then we have 4 copies of each of these commons. I'll point out the ones that we have less of. Otherwise, I'm not going to put all 4 cards up there. But we have Yazuki Tempura, who has Trigger. Rest up to one of your opponent's characters to the cost of 2 or less and add this card to your hand. Interesting. So basically, you block one of your opponent's cards from doing stuff, and then you get to put this back and reuse it. That's kind of a neat idea. Or it triggers, or like flips over, then you get to get them in your hand to actually use them. It's not like reuse the ability. But now you get to play them as well. Alright, then we have Ulti, I'm not sure. Animal King Pirates. 4 cost 6,000, so generic character with like no special abilities, but you need some of those. Also has the big giant horns, kind of a theming. So I believe she is directly related to Kaido, who's the big giant dragon, purple dragon. He is from the 4 Emperors and Animal King Pirates, which was a previous deck you could have picked up with purple. Should be interesting. I wonder if I have that. One of those cards sitting right here or not. I might not. I thought I had some of them right here. I could say, hey, maybe I could just compare that quick to see what he looked like in that set. Yeah. So like here's one from his other starter deck. You can see there's a big contrast in how they have him do. He's a 4-9. So there are some differences in obviously sets and colors you can get with these guys. I'm not going to do that too much comparing cards from different sets. I just literally happen to have that one sitting right there. So Don, -1. If you have 2 or less life cards, this character cannot be KO'd in battle. So these guys are going to get more powerful basically if you take damage. Alright, we have our first super rare. So there's only 2 copies of this, which is Kazuki Oden, the Land of Wainos, and the Kazuki clan. So now, this is the guy Yamato kind of bases himself after. He's kind of sort of the big, I don't know what you even call them. I know they're traditional kind of like ribbons, or, not ribbons, like bow things. I forgot what they're called. But the thing that's kind of hanging on his back. You can see, he had the same style of outfit with those around him. Yeah, so he kind of based his design and like lifestyle after him versus Kaido, who is his actual dad. So it's an interesting story there. I don't know how much it actually pops up transparent in the series like that. In the manga versus it just being a side story that maybe happens. Just what I've read. So he has Don 1. This character gains double attack, deals 2 damage. On KO, you may trash up to 2 cards in your hand. Add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. Oh, so that's a fun thing. So you can do extra damage. But he also, when he dies, he helps you gain your life back. So these other guys that gain bonuses from having 2 or less cards, he can always get sacrificed to help restore some of your life. That's really fun. We have 4 copies of this fun little dragon. Kazuki Momonosuke. I'm going to butcher all these Japanese names. Who's also Land of Wano and Kozuki clan. 2-cost character. Very simple one. We have 4 copies of Shinobu from the Land of Wainos, who has blocker, and on block, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand. This character gains 4,000 power during this battle. Nice. So this will work with them other effects. Lower your life cards down so that way you can gain a bonus, but then it also boosts up them other characters. That's fun. Alright, up next we have Shimokoski Yoshimaru. Alright, so he has Don 1. When attacking, make 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand. Play up to 1 yellow Land of Wano type character at the cost of 4 or less from your hand. Cool. So that definitely works to help get some of these. You play a character essentially for free. Well, 4 or less, so it just helps you get more characters out. It might be the character you pull from your life deck too. So that's actually pretty cool there. So it helps lowers your life down, give you some of them other abilities, and also lets you play cards. Plus, it works well with him. It says, add up to one card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. So it might actually, if you can find a way to get a card to the top of your deck, and then you can put it that way, it could be a combination of when you basically pick what card you want to put back on there. So it's kind of a neat effect. Alright, up next we have 4 copies of Fugetsu Omobushi? No, Amu Subi. Oh, not good with these Japanese names. Trigger. Tap up to one of your opponent's characters to the cost of 1 or less and add this card to your hand. So another character that kind of like a ninja effect. They get a trigger, they hit in your life deck. Plus, if this triggers when it's in your life deck, it's just really fun. You have cards that let you pull cards from your life deck, so you have more of a chance to activate these, and then these cards aren't just wasted. Alright, so we got 2 copies of Portadas de Ace, Land of Wano and the Whitebeard Pirate. So you get a little bit of crossover with Whitebeard Pirates there. This is him meeting Yamato as a child. So we have once per turn, if this character would be KO'd, you may trash 1 card from the top or bottom of your life instead. Ooh, so you can sacrifice your life, which of course makes you more powerful, to trigger that effect. To keep him around. That's kind of neat. Although you only want to do that so many times. And what would Ace be without Monkey D. Luffy? So we got 4 copies of Monkey. 4 copies of Luffy. Why did I call him Monkey? I think he's in Gear 2, I believe. Gear 1? Might be Gear 1. Land of Whales and Straw Hat Crew. Of course, there it looks like he's attacking Yamato, which is very interesting. Of course, they probably fought when they first did. Everyone always fights in this show. Yeah, just fairly good stats for a basic character. Then we get a 4 copies of Yamato himself here. So, Land of Wano. Of course, when attacking, you add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand. This character gains 2,000 power till the start of your next turn. So you've seen that as well. Basically boost your character at the cost of your life. But hey, if you can do more damage or take someone out a lot quicker because of that, it's probably worth it. Yamato here also has a double fruit, which lets him turn into a magical wolf, which is really neat. Also kind of cool because like he keeps the horns; they just go straight. But yeah, it has a Zoan type ability in terms of a mythical wolf. So also kind of like a half wolf form, I believe, as well. They didn't show in here. But that's kind of neat that we get both forms. Then we have our first event card, which we have two copies of. This is kind of like the super rare. It's only a common card, but it's like the 2 super rares called Nakibaru Arrow. Which I don't actually know who's shooting that. I would guess it's something that Yamato's doing. Otherwise, it'd be sort of weird. But it says, counter. If you have 2 or less life cards, give up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters -3 power during this turn. Cool, so it plays on that having less life cards, makes them a lot weaker. And trigger, you may trash 2 cards from your hand and add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your life cards. Nice, you have to sacrifice cards to do it, but it helps get you some of your health back. And then the last card, which we have 4, is Thunder Bagu, which is, there is Yamato as well. And when he's typically dressed more as like a Oni, with like the mask and everything on. And then it says counter up to one of your leaders or characters this card gains 4,000 power during this battle. Then, if you have 2 or less life cards, add to one of your opponent's characters the cost of 3 or less to the top or bottom of their owner's life cards face up. Trigger, draw 1 card. So you gain a bonus. If you have less life, it gets rid of one of your opponent's characters. It does give them extra life in the case, but you're also going to know what's coming, so it's not like you have to worry about that. But that's definitely a neat effect too. This is a cool way to play with that. It'll be interesting to see what some of the other Land of Whale cards do. Plus, when we start getting more of the leaders that are multicolored, this might combine well with maybe either the black decks with like Luffy, because Luffy or the Navy, because lots of them have stuff that do minus costs and stuff. So there's a few things in there that work with that. Or it might work well with some of the purple cards, just because it's thematic with them against the animal pirates. So it'd be interesting to see how that all works. But that is what we have for this deck. Let's hop back to our main card there. But yeah, definitely an interesting deck. So if you're a fan of this character, got a bunch of cards and characters that work with it. Again, also if you just want to be able to play some of the yellow cards you've acquired and other stuff, but maybe you don't want to be forced to use the Big Mom's Pirate, Big Mom Pirates deck, or you haven't bought the new boosters to have more yellow cards in them, or yellow leaders in them. This at least gives you a different option. Alright, so that's what we got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you later. Bye.